Hey guys, it's your boy Justin bringing you guys a new video today, and today I want to talk about how to get rated less than maybe what you're getting rated now. If you're getting rated often, these are a few tips to stop you from getting rated, at least not as often. I mean, you can't possibly stop yourself from getting rated at all unless you buy a shield, which is, you can use that if you want. You could buy a shield with your gems or whatnot. If you have the gems to do so, but other than that, there's no real way to not get rated. So in today's video, I want to talk over a few tips that could help you to get rated less. So tip number one is to collect your collectors, your elixir collectors and your gold mines as often as possible, because when they build up, people can see that, and that's called lazy farming, and people will attack you just because it's in your collectors. They're easier to get to, and it'll be less of a hassle for them. So make sure you're collecting your gold mines and your elixir collectors as often as possible. Tip number two is to never really hold on to a lot of gold elixir or dark elixir, especially dark elixir, because dark elixir is a really rare commodity, especially towards the lower town halls. Like Town Hall 7, you don't really see dark elixir as much, especially around like in gold 2. You don't really see it as often. So when you do see a lot of dark elixir in a base or a village, you tend to attack it just because it's probably the most you've seen throughout the whole day. So dark elixir, your gold, make sure you're constantly using them on upgrades as often as possible. Don't just hold on to a lot of gold and elixir for no reason, because you're going to end up losing a whole bunch in the process. Tip number three is to always keep a builder open. I had this on a tip video. Keep a builder available just to use the gold or elixir on walls, because at some point you'll be able to use gold and elixir on walls, but obviously at the lower town hall levels and lower wall levels you can only use gold. But this is a good tip just to constantly use your gold and to not keep on to a lot of it. So make sure you're spending your resources as much as possible. The only time you might have a lot of resources on you is maybe when you're going to the next town hall. You're upgrading your town hall or whatever, and you're just stacking up on gold and elixir or dark elixir just for the new things you're going to have to purchase at the next town hall. Otherwise, just really don't hang on to a lot of loot. So just don't make yourself an easy target, because people see a lot of loot, they want to attack you, and they want to attack you because they need that loot. So, and they're probably going to take the loot from you and use it right away, whereas you're just holding on to it for no reason. So make sure you're constantly upgrading things. The next tip is to upgrade your defenses and walls as much as possible, because when people see maxed out bases around that town hall, like I'm almost a max town hall 7, when people see that, they kind of get intimidated and they won't attack you as often as they would attack somebody who's under leveled or a rushed town hall. So make sure you're constantly upgrading your defenses and your walls, because it'll intimidate people and they might not attack you just because they're like, wow, that base looks too strong for my troops or something like that, or it's just too much work, and they might not attack you. So that's another tip. One of the last tips I really have for you is, like I said, you could buy a shield, but another thing is to have your heroes on guard. Mine's I have, you can see he's walking around right now. It'll stop people as another intimidation thing. Sometimes they might not attack you because they see your king or whatever is just walking around, or your queen. That limits people from attacking. As well is to always fill up your clan castle. You can see mine is filled right now with 20 troops, which is the max it can hold. Make sure you're doing that. You're upgrading, like I said, upgrading things constantly. Your clan castle's filled, because sometimes I've actually seen people attack me and then seen a whole bunch of troops come out of the clan castle, and it's just destroyed their troops, or they just didn't even want to bother with it and it just left. So these are the things that can help you. Obviously, another thing, the last real tip, is to make sure you have a good base design. If people are just getting to your loot really easy, it's probably your base. Like say you have max defenses and maxed walls, and they're just still just running through your base with like a barch or something. It's probably your base more than anything else. So we're going to go over the tips real quick. Make sure you're constantly using your resources and you're not holding on to them for too long. You're collecting your gold mines and elixir collectors as often as possible. You're filling your clan castle. You have your heroes on guard if you have any. And you're maxing out your defenses and everything like that. And you have a really good base design. So if you have these things going for you, you're most likely going to be attacked less, because the less loot you have, the less chances someone's going to want to attack you, because they're not a big enough target, especially if you're an upgraded Town Hall. They're going to say, oh wow, like this X amount of elixir just to do all this, and you might not get all, they might, in their mind, they might think, like, I'm not sure if it's worth it because they might not get to your elixir or get all of it, and it might not be a positive gain. So make sure you're keeping your resources low, constantly upgrading things, doing whatever you can. And actually in a tip video, I had this trick I told people. Basically, when you fill your army camps with troops, just go to all your barracks and fill them all with wall breakers. So if you do have extra elixir, just like overfill your barracks with wall breakers, because the wall breakers will store your elixir in the barracks, and then when you come back on, you can count the wall breakers to get that elixir back. So what you would do is you would go into your barracks. You can see this one here. You would just put up all these, and you can see it minusing the elixir, and you just do it in all your barracks, fill them up with wall breakers. Make sure your army camps are already full before you do this, just so it doesn't make them, but it just holds the elixir in there, and you can just take them back whenever you feel like it, when you get on in the morning or after work or whatever. You can just store a little bit of elixir like that. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you did, and I hope you guys have a good one. So peace.